Hey, I'm going to get super nerdy on you right now. I'm reading this book. It's super interesting. It's called Burn, and it's by Herman Pontzer, and he works at Duke with the Duke University. He's his associate research professor. Anyways, he did this research on the hunter-gatherer tribe and is basically using science and his research on metabolism and things like that and this hunter-gatherer tribe to kind of conclude that it doesn't matter how much you exercise, that basically exercise does not increase your metabolism. So when I say that, people are like, oh, what? That's not true. Lies. But that's why I'm reading this book. Actually, this became kind of an obsession of mine when I realized that exercise was actually hurting me more than it was helping me. And I'm going to tell you, I love exercise. And I love doing things like marathons and sprint triathlons and stuff like that, like intense, long exercise. But I was having such a hard time recovering. And then I found out that I had Gilbert's syndrome. And the more research that I did on Gilbert's, the more that I realized that these long periods of intense exercise was actually the cause of me feeling incredibly sick after the exercise happened. So it would take me weeks to recover after a long period of exercise, and it also takes me a very long time to recover even after exercise that's not even that long. So I was trying to figure out how I can, moving forward with it, balance out the things that I love to do with exercise, but also with having Gilbert's, and then how to avoid, having problems from not exercising. So, weight gain, things like that. And then I ran across this book. So it's been really interesting. From a nursing perspective, the weight loss industry and the food industry and the health industry, just all of those, all in itself, they make tons and tons and tons and tons. Even, even people who are personal trainers and things like that. Look, I've got my personal trainer license. I'm a certified personal trainer. I'm certified to teach yoga. I'm not saying that any of that was a waste of my time. It certainly wasn't. It helped me a lot in my nursing career. But it's huge because not only as a trainer, as a yoga instructor or a personal trainer or this or that, you have to dig into this very deep discussion of metabolism and how much exercise is truly going to help you. And how much of it is appropriate and what your goals are and how much time you have to put into it. But if you're someone like me that exercise literally makes it very difficult for you in the following weeks, because with Gilbert syndrome, my body does not, it has a gene mutation where I don't process bilirubin properly. So when exercise happens and lactic acid builds up and my liver is on overload, then I become really jaundiced, really tired, very sick to my stomach after I exercise for long periods of time. So it's definitely a suggestion for me, for someone who has Gilbert's, not to do very intense exercises and also not to do intermittent fasting. So there's two things right there that can, that for so many years people are thinking if you're training for a marathon, you're going to be in good shape, your cardiovascular system's going to be great, and you're going to be losing weight, and or if you're lifting weights and you're building muscle, that's good for your overall metabolism, you burn more calories at rest, all this sort of stuff. I've been through it. I know the conversation. But it's hard for someone like me to accept the fact that I just can't exercise with that sort of intensity all the time, or as much as I'd like to. I can set maybe one or two goals for myself a year, and then have to strategically plan it out where I have like at least a week that I can do, you know, a polar plunge or an ice bath, or really take care of myself with rest and things like that, so that I don't get into, you know, a Gilbert's, you know, overload with how much my liver is having to process there. So anyways, obesity and diabetes are two of the biggest problems that we have as Americans. But what I find interesting with this book is that when he's studying, you know, when he's studying the hunter-gatherer tribes, he is talking about how, well, I won't give it away. You just need to read the book. And I haven't read it all the way through yet, so I can't really give it away to you. But he's revealing some very strong evidence that the things that we're marketing right now with how to assist people in losing weight is completely off. It's just off, and the science proves it. I won't say that I'm 100% right and that this book is 100% right. And I won't say that exercise isn't wonderful for you, for your physical health, for your longevity of your life, for your mental health, for everything that keeps you alive. But he's just debunking the fact that exercise alone will help you lose weight. It's just not. They said about 10 months you'll lose weight after exercise, but if other things don't change within your metabolism, that you'll gain it right back, because that's what your body says to do, because that's what it's programmed to do. So don't quote me on anything. I'm not a scientist. I'm just a little old nurse. But I do love research. I do love looking into other ways of you know, being healthy, rather than just crushing yourself with a workout 4 or 5 times a week, or crushing yourself with fasting 18 hours a day, which is also another thing that I can't do with Gilbert syndrome, because that also throws me into really bad, really high bilirubin levels. So for me, intermittent fasting makes sense. Like, I'm okay with not eating until 1 o'clock. If I, you know, stopped eating at a certain point last night, I'm okay with fasting for this many hours and then only eating in this amount of hours window. It makes sense, right? It's easy. It's well, I won't say that it's easy. It's not easy, but it's effective and it works. But it doesn't work for someone like me, who has this genetic condition where it makes me feel really bad when I do it. And knowing that I have Gilbert's, even though they said it was harmless, is so helpful to me, because it makes so much sense as to why I felt really bad for a really long time after doing certain things. See, I thought I was doing good stuff for myself. So you can't say that Gilbert syndrome is harmless, because it's not. It can actually be very harmful and detrimental to your vitality, your mental health, your livelihood, all that sort of stuff, if you don't know that the very things that you're doing to try to help yourself stay strong and healthy are actually causing you to have really high bilirubin levels, which are affecting your stomach, your energy levels, your skin, everything. So anyways, just wanted to mention that. Really interesting book so far. I'm really excited about it, and I'll update you more on it and how it applies to me as having Gilbert's, and how what I'm taking from it, from kind of this healthcare perspective range of the things that we're suggesting for people, that some of these things are not exactly 100% truth that is going to work for them, but that we balance out between science and lifestyle, and we're working towards helping meet people exactly where they are, no matter what they have going on. So let me know your thoughts, and definitely let me know if you've read this book and if you liked it, and hopefully I'll hear from you soon. All my best. Namaste.